Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome. Happy Friday to today's Friday. Yes, happy Friday. Welcome to Nelson Career Curators. Every Friday we have an IG Live. We interview our special guests. Last week we had a special guest. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties when it was time to actually share after the Instagram Live. And it was just so many gems that were dropped on this IG Live that we had to do it again and re-invite our guest back this week today so we can share her story with you. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and add her on here. I see you're on. Oh, fabulous. We're so excited to have her on, you guys. For those of you who are not familiar with Nelson Career Curators, we're an executive coaching and career coaching platform. And there she is. Okay, so I can see you from the neck down.
Okay, let me try to fix this. I didn't know if I was just showing like that on my camera.
Ooh, I love the glasses.
Thank you. They're actually
Yes.
glasses, so that's why I'm
That's
wearing them.
nice. Okay, and then let me just make sure I get the recording on here too, so we don't have a repeat, guys. Boom.
I know I was like, you know what? We have to just come this week back with another banger.
Exactly. I'm so glad you were flexible and came on because so for those of you who don't know and missed last week's live, it was, you know how you do something, you're like, ooh, that was great. That was a live that truly, that interview was fantastic. So for those of you who don't know who we have on today, we have the owner and the founder of PRU Apparel.
Prue, that's
Prue,
right.
you see, I keep doing it. I keep doing it.
It's okay. For you, it's okay.
I'm gonna get it right. Prue Apparel. Prue Apparel, guys. Thank you so much for all of you who are joining. If you see me touching the screen, it's because I'm saying hello to you, and we're so glad that you're spending time with us. You could have been anywhere on this time, but you're here with us. So thank you so much for joining. So
No
I'm
problem.
gonna try that again. So we have ebonique hewing, who is the owner and founder of Prue Apparel, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me another opportunity to do this because we had to have you
No
come back
worries.
on. Your story is way too important for us not to do this and for everybody to learn from you.
So
Yes, but you
sorry.
dropped me. It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you. So sorry. I had this all set up, but since you couldn't see my face, which you could see it on my side, now it's
Okay.
not staying, of course, but it's okay. We'll
It's
get
all
through
good.
this.
It's all good. This is what makes it authentic, you know? It doesn't have to be
Exactly.
perfect. It's all good. Yes.
So, guys, the first one was, it was
It was
good.
really good. It was really good. You guys, I had my gear on. I actually had the Prue Apparel outfit on. You know,
Right.
I was like, man, I was killing it. But it's okay. It's okay. That's
It's
fine.
all
You know.
good. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. That's what makes us entrepreneurs. We're like, okay, well, we're just gonna do it again. So what? We'll do it again. So for those of you, for people who don't know you, can you please share who you are and what is Prue Apparel?
Okay, well, like Betty mentioned, I am Ebony Hewing. I'm the owner of Prue Apparel. Prue Apparel is an athleisure, athletic, activewear fit company. We also kind of pride ourselves on being wellness and full holistic wellness, mentally, spiritually, physically. I create customized athletic wear that is like prints used from Africa and other places in the diaspora. I also like to say Prue is for like women of color who want to be celebrated, to be seen, to be heard. And yeah, that's who I am, and I'm here to tell you all about Prue today.
Awesome.
Also,
Awesome.
yeah,
Well, we are going to talk all about Prue, but before we get in deeper dive into Prue and how this company was formed, I want to talk a little bit about your story because here on Nelson Career Curators, for those of you who are familiar with this type of service that we offer career coaching, executive coaching for entrepreneurs and small business owners. And so we help you identify with your purpose and use that purpose and make a career of this. Now, for you, take us to before you started Peru. Take us through what you were doing. Who was Ebonique then before the founder, the owner? And yeah, so just kind of take us through your career path and how you got here.
Great question. So before I became the owner of Peru Apparel, before I moved to New York, even I worked in customer service. I worked for a really big company that still today is a very big company, but I worked in their fraud department. And basically, people whose credit card were used on the website, they would call in and say, "Hey, like I've never heard about this website, whatnot," and then they would speak to someone like me. And we'd help them with their card and let them know that, unfortunately their card was stolen or whatnot. Mm-hmm. From there, I actually moved more into healthcare, and I was doing some kind of like mental health services, doing some in-home trainings and teachings, trying to get people reacclimated back to society that had been removed due to like mental health issues. And that was all in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I was just doing my own thing out in sunny desert of Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And I decided to move to New York. And when I came to New York, I changed my career path, and I was doing more so corporate work. I was doing office management, a little bit of assistance with like medical record keepings and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. Right before I created Peru, I was working in the corporate world in a behavioral health company. And pretty much there I was doing, like I said, some medical records, and then I moved on to office management, and I also worked in HR there. And yeah, a lot of things were happening in the world, a lot of things were happening in society. And what really drove me to create my company is at that time in 2014, there was a lot of civil unrest in my community. And I felt like a lot of us were asking for help in, who can we come to when we have these issues with our community? And we're really seeking help from like companies, like anyone help us. So I decided that I wanted to make a change in my life. I'm really into health and fitness and wellness. And I said, you know what? I want to start kind of working in the world of my community. How can I better my community? What can I do for my community to be better? So I said, the first thing I want to do is start supporting my community first. Yeah. And by that is just seeking things that I needed in the world and like looking for that representative in my community. Where can I find this Black-owned this or that? And because I'm in the health and wellness industry, I really care about fitness and wellness. And so I started to look for Black-owned companies that also were like in that same industry. Mm-hmm. And when I didn't find any, I knew that I needed to create something. Right. I had a passion inside of me, like, okay, now I need to create something for my community so they can gain these benefits, so they can feel as well as I do and know that they have access to it as well.
That's fabulous. That's fantastic. So taking us through that whole, your career path, right? And I call it's a career, ultimately the job wasn't the end goal. You used one, you learned something from one job and you went to the other and you continued to evolve and grow until you decided, well, you know what, I actually want something a lot more meaningful, directly in contributing towards humanity, contributing towards my own community. And the best way I can do that is to create something, right? And so you chose Peru, you chose apparel. You could have chosen anything else, but you decided health and wellness is very important. So aside from working in corporate, what was the direct connection with health and wellness specifically?
Wow, that's another great question.
Okay, so just before you answer, none of these questions were asked before, you guys. So I just want you to know we're gonna get to it. So go ahead.
Yes, you're definitely getting to the root of it. For me personally, what I decided was wellness and health and fitness is because in my own personal life, and that's spiritual, that's my own morals, things that make me feel happy, things that make me like feel like this zest for life, or I have this purpose in life, come from the wellness energy or industry, comes from the fitness industry, and just knowing how good I felt when I opened myself up to these different industries and my passion for it. That's when I knew that I had to create something that was also in line with my passion. And that's being well, and not only just, oh, I have a six pack, I'm looking good.
Right.
That kinds of well, but like mental wellness, you know, healthy, like as far as what you're eating, you're having more conscious towards it. You're saying like, I'm going to eat this because I know internally it makes my stomach feel better. It makes me, you know, not have to feel so bogged down. So you start making these healthier choices for your life and just spiritual health as well. So I was actually really growing and developing into a new person. Like I was elevating on so many different levels and aspects in life, but my passion was wellness and it is fitness. And so I knew that I found this beautiful gift that I want to give to other people, and this is how I'm going to do it.
That's fabulous. So you literally changed your passion into your career.
Correct.
That's exactly what you did. So take us to 2014 at the start of Peru. So there's civil unrest at this time. You're in New York, right? And you're like, I'm going to go ahead and go through this company. I'm going to build this company and make a mark in this world by putting out here my contribution, right? So take me through the mental change or growth that it took for you to make this happen.
Yeah. That's awesome. I would say there's two different kind of mental emotions or physical emotions at that time that I was going through and feeling. And one is the hurt and pain of being unheard, of not being seen, of feeling like you contribute so much to your society, but at the same time, you're not really seen as that contributing factor. And only people who kind of look like you can kind of understand your plight, or, you know, they feel what you're going through as well. So I would say that mentally, just emotionally, I was at a point where I felt like I wanted to, like I said, share with people who kind of like, who look like me, share this beautiful gift that I found through fitness and through health. But also what I pride myself on with Prue is that it's a way to break down barriers, because in my community, when I'm walking down the street and someone sees me in Prue, they're like, oh my God, I have to stop you. What are you wearing? What is that? What's going on? You look so gorgeous, you know? And to me, I feel like I said, when people order Prue, on our thank you cards, there's a hashtag that says welcome to the sisterhood. Because you're now in this sisterhood that when women see you and they see how great you look in this outfit, they will stop what they're doing and talk to you. And it's that initial conversation that breaks down barriers, that says like, oh yeah, hi, I see you, you know, I love what you're wearing, I can see you in it. And it just starts a conversation, and it takes down like maybe that energy that you may have had around you before, to where you may maybe not have spoken to someone in your community, or spoken to someone at the gym or whatnot. And it's that elevating feeling that you get from just that conversation with the other person, all because you're just wearing these cute clothes. You're able to make this bond and this connection, and that is like, that helps you going forward in the future. When you see another woman and they're not wearing Prue, but they are wearing something, or they look like something, or you just want to talk to them or compliment them or whatnot, you remember that experience you had with the other person from wherever you were that was wearing Prue, and how good it made you feel. So you're just like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to this person because it's gonna feel good for both of us.
And I'll tell you what, Prue feels amazing. I'm a customer myself. And the fabric on the leggings that I wear feels amazing. I've ran through the streets of DC with this. I've traveled to New York with it, you know, different states. You know, it feels amazing. And when you're running, everything stays in place. It feels so good. You almost don't want to take it off, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, talk to me a little bit about the material. I get a lot of compliments. I'll tell you, I got a lot of compliments wearing it every time that I do. Like, oh wow, where'd you get that? I'm like,
Right.
and I always refer to the site. So tell me a little bit about the fabric that you've chosen. And for those of you who are not familiar with Peru, can you please direct our audience to your website so they can see what we are talking about today and they can check out your website and place an
Yes.
order?
Of course. So the website is www.pruapparel.com, and that's PRUAPPAREL.com. You can go there and you can see all of the items that we have available for you. I will say that we've had amazing people come through right now, and we're a little low on inventory, but we are restocking and we're getting new stuff in. So just watch it. You can sign up actually for our email listings, and you'll be notified when we have the restock and the new inventory on the website.
Awesome, awesome. And we'll be sure to add your link to this live for those of you who want to go back and check in and go on the site and make sure you register with your email so you can be in the loop of what's happening at Peru Apparel.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
And about the fabric and the material, pretty much someone who comes from the fitness world, I know what it's like to have a terrible pair of leggings that when you're running or you're trying to do anything and it's rolling down and like you're always pulling those up. That is a pet peeve of mine.
Mine too.
It really dampers your workout. You get distracted. You start having these other type of mental issues where you're like, oh, is this showing? Is that happening? So it's like a huge pet peeve of mine. So with my fabric and with all of my designs, I make sure that they are squat proof and also see-through proof so that, no one can see what's underneath your leggings.
Yeah.
And squat proof, which is the most important, so it's not going anywhere. You're not pulling it up all the time. You're not readjusting your apparel. You're more focused on what you're doing at hand instead of what you're wearing as far as it not working for you.
And that's definitely mission accomplished because I never feel like it's out of place. It holds everything very well. And that's just the legging. I also have the sports bra that match with that legging. Right. So I'm talking of the Ashanti brand. This would be the Ashanti brand. And it feels so great to have everything lifted up and stay in place as you're running. For some of us women, when you're running, you don't have the proper attire. When it comes to the sports bra, it can really not look good. And this definitely holds everything in place.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Women, we come in all different shapes and sizes. And so I wanted to make sure that whatever I created is comfortable for all women and that it fits all the many different angles and curves and stuff that we have.
Absolutely.
Sure that it was comfortable for everyone, so it hugs your curves just right no matter what your shape is. Compression fabric that will keep you looking good, and the designs and the prints are just beautiful, and they come from all places around the Africa and the diaspora, so yes. I feel very prideful when wearing it.
So is everyone able to place an order even internationally at this time for your apparel?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So they can go on our website, you can place an order and we'll ship it to you wherever you're at. Things in our country right now are happening very rapidly and we used to ship out, we still do ship out sometimes with the United States Postal Service. So as our country and everything changes, we change and we adapt, and we'll make sure that we get you whatever you need.
Awesome. Thank you. So you took me through 2014. So at the same time that you were building your business, because we have some entrepreneurs, we have some business owners in here. We have a few folks who are still working in corporate, nothing wrong with that, right? But who might be thinking about starting a business. Take me through that transition. Was it, I'm starting my business, so I'm leaving corporate? Was like an overnight decision, or was it gradual transition to where you are now?
Yes, it was definitely gradual. The first thing I did was start a business plan. What does my business look like? How much does things cost? What are the projected incomes from my business? Things of that nature. So I started with the business plan, and by my business plan, I knew that I just can't leave my job right now and go do what I want. I have to kind of stay here, stay the course. I have to work, but at the same time, I would come home and I would work on my passion. And when something is your passion, it doesn't feel like work. So your creative energy, I feel, is just sparked, and it's something that you're really giving yourself to. So it doesn't feel like work. You have clear goals for yourself, and you're saying, okay, this is my passion. I really believe in myself. So these are my goals. On the other hand, I was still working in the corporate environment. So, doing my 9 to 5, they say, which is not true. It's not a 9 to 5.
No, it's not.
Going to my corporate job, but still understanding that this job right now is sustaining me so I can sustain myself for my future with what I want to do with my passion. So pretty much working every day, going home at night, working on my designs, working on my creation, just researching. And then even so, when I did open my business for purchases and things of that nature, I was still working at my corporate job because, like I said, your business is not really going to sustain you right off back overnight. It's going to take some time.
Absolutely. And so now we're in 2020. So how would you say things have evolved for you in this 2020? So we're still in civil unrest to date, and we have a pandemic going on. So how would you say these things have affected or helped your business?
First thing I would say is, woo, child. That's the first thing I would say.
Okay.
So much. So we're in 2020. We are still going through civil unrest, which was the spark of my company. It actually makes me work harder because I know that we have something special to bring to the world, and it doesn't just stop with like what I'm wearing and how I look. That is a big part of my company. You will look amazing, but when you're wearing what I create, you'll also feel all the feels that you should, just being like, I'm a great person. Yes. I do this, I bring this to the community. You'll feel self-love, which is also one of our biggest kind of core values too, is self-love. So you'll feel that with our apparel. Being that we're at civil unrest, and anyone that knows the history of our community knows that this is not a thing that's resolved overnight, and not even in a decade, not even in a century, it could seem, But the time that I have here now and on earth is like, you have your job, so you can do it just like the people that had their job at different times on this planet. I would say that Corona, the pandemic, has changed my business tremendously. Just all of the different precautions and protections that we put into packaging and shipping out our merchandise, but also changing up some of our manufacturers to make sure that we're protected and our customers are protected. So it's a whole big thing, but I also think that this pandemic has really allowed me to jump into my business like 100%. Right before the pandemic, I was laid off from my corporate job, unfortunately. And of course, I was scared and I was fearful. What am I going to do? Oh my gosh. And then the pandemic hit. But I knew that I had this business that I've been working on for 6 years. And now was my time in my journey to leap 100% into my business. And thankfully, it's been paying off. And, we're just handling all the things that come to us right now as we go into the new world, they say.
That's fantastic. I thank you so much for sharing that testimonial. Having lost, having been laid off, you could have decided, you know what, I'm going to just hurry up and go find something else, another job. But you decided, no, I've been working on this business all along. I've invested 6 years into my business. Now is the time not to slow down, but to go even harder and making sure that this business grows and becomes what it needs to be so that it can continue to inspire others. See, someone just put very inspiring, you took the words right out of my mouth. So you can continue to inspire, more women to feel confident, to be confident, and continue to put your mark just putting the work in every time. And I thank you for doing that, because that's not easy. You could have easily said, I'm gonna just put a pause on this business, okay, and just go the opposite direction and go find a job really quickly, you know. But when the mission is much bigger than what is happening, which in your case it is, right? The passion, the mission, the contribution, the reason, when you're clear on the why you started this business, is why you stuck it through and said, I'm going to continue and I'm going to go harder. That's amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The mission is way bigger. And also, because we are also a wellness company, when I was working in the corporate world, I did not feel well.
No.
And now that I had this opportunity to where, you know, unfortunately I was laid off, I didn't want to go back into that feeling unwell, those situations. Situations in which you're not comfortable and, you know, you're put in these positions aligned with you morally. I didn't want to do that to myself again. I can't do it. And I knew that what I do for myself makes me feel great. What I do for my company morally makes me feel great. And that's where I want to be, you know, at the end of the day. What I'm doing and what I'm contributing to society. I had no choice but to invest in myself. Oh no. Are you there?
Okay, now I'm not sure. I'm getting a poor connection, and I think, I hope you can hear me and see me.
I'm still here if you can.
Oh. No. I think you're breaking up just a bit. On my side, it's just a pause. So if you can hear me. If anyone can hear me, can you put a thumbs up or hit the like button just to let. Maybe I should move. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
PR, you can hear me. Okay, Prue can hear me. Yeah? Me? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
It's stalled. It keeps coming in and out. So just in case.
When you see that truth, it happens.
I'm getting the hourglass.
Oh
no. Okay, guys. Well, if you're in the comments and you can hear me, I'm gonna put a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up that you can hear both of us and that everything is good to go.
I hear you.
Okay,
can you hear
thumbs
me?
up. Okay. Yeah, it's coming in and out. So I'm thinking it has to do with me. So you keep going. If we're clear.
Yes. You know, technology starts to just, you know, mess up on you.
I'm gonna move. Let me see. Move here with y'all. Okay, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes. You're good. Right now I can hear you. I can see you. Everything is
good.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna stay right here. And no, maybe not.
You're good.
Sit there. Nope. Okay, so. But now, very interesting. Okay. Okay, so not sure what's happening. If you can hear me, please, please. Okay, this is our second time doing our interview, guys. I'm so sorry for the technical. Not able to see anyone. I can see you, but you're stalled. So what I'm gonna do is
Should
I'm
we
gonna give
exit
you the
out and then
floor.
come back?
Please share with us your final thoughts with our audience if you can hear me. And what we're gonna have to do is, oh, what is it? All right, let me see. Someone told me tap. Okay, here we go. Okay, so please give us our final thoughts, and what we're gonna do is you and I are gonna have a separate interview where we can repost. But today, hopefully, we don't have any technical issues with our Instagram and getting it out. So this today, which actually is still recording.
Okay, that's good. Should we?
Sure whether or not you can see me, but okay, now I don't have Prue on anymore. So I'm so sorry, guys, that this is happening. I'm gonna try one more thing here because I definitely want her to share her final thoughts with us today. And I hope you got a really big part of her story because
Gosh.
yes.
Oh,
I see you.
oh my gosh, they're trying. You know what? Whatever.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever. Like, seriously. That's what happens. I mean, nothing is perfect. Got me over here walking around, and it's all right. That's fine. That's fine. We understand. We understand. But we're going to keep going. So, what I was telling our audience before we got disconnected, not even sure where we were, is
I hope they got what we gave to them in that little bit.
yes. I hope you all did get, I saw someone say very inspiring. You know what? We do it for the folks who do get it, where, you reach one, that's okay. That's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what I wanted to, and I'm still recording here, so what I wanted to ask you with final thoughts, because we are a little over due to our technical issues, and that's all good.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you was what advice would you give an entrepreneur right now who's thinking about starting their business or who might even go into apparel? Is there space for them? So just share that with us.
Okay. Yes, there is definitely space for you. There's space for everyone. I always think, sometimes I think like, oh, they already have Nikes, they have Adidas, they have Under Armour, they have all these other places, and now they have Prue as well, because there is space and there are people for looking for what I am delivering and what I'm giving. I would say that if you're an entrepreneur now in quarantine in 2020, if you have a lot of free time, take this time to really dive into your passion. And also, as an entrepreneur, I would say to be the most successful is make sure that it's your passion. When, like the old saying is, when you're working for yourself, you're not working, and it's so true. It's so true. Of course, you still have those days where you feel like maybe overwhelmed or you may not know what to do next, but you always have your circle of friends. You can always research and use tools that, any questions that you have, Google can show you. It can at least get you into the right direction. And then you're like, oh, this is what this is called. And you can further your research that way. But I would just say connect your business to your passion, and you'll always love it, and it'll always something that you want to continue to do.
So would you say you're doing what you love, not what you must?
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely am. I find myself looking at so many people, when we're working out or when I'm just walking in the park, looking at people, seeing how their clothes are, what they're wearing. Does it catch the eye? Their body types, everything. I'm always in the zone. So it's awesome.
So just really quickly about being always in the zone, what is new, what is next for Prue Apparel? What do you have coming up that we should all look out for?
Yes, I would say the first things you guys can look out for is our new inventory. We should be getting that in a few weeks. And you can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on all the things at Prue Apparel, and it's PRU Apparel, APPAREL. Down the road from there, we're starting an ambassador program, and that will just kind of be like, when you have Prue, you can take your pictures, do all that stuff, and send it to us, and we'll push you on our feeds and things of that nature.
Nice.
And then soon down the line after that is a men's collection. So we hope to start our men's collection. It's definitely in the works.
Fantastic. So you have something for the men now. So definitely growing and evolving in your business. I love that. I can't wait to see what selection you have for the men collection. Because I love the women collection, so I'm very excited about the men collection. Can't wait to see it. Fantastic. So any final thoughts for our audience before we go today?
Yes. Any questions? If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me, send me an email. My email is connect@prueapparel.com. Those are ways you can reach me.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on a second time. And
you're welcome.
And sharing your story with us here on Nelson Career Curators. The purpose of us having these IG Lives every Friday is really to give you some different perspective with different entrepreneurs, owners who are doing it, not just talking about it, but they're actually doing it, to give you some examples of success stories of people who are actually doing the work and getting the result, and hoping that this can also inspire you and wherever you are in your career. So thank you so much for coming on.
Welcome.
Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for making me feel good when I put your product on. Thank you. I appreciate that. I always get compliments. So as far as the goal that you set out for when you started your business, I can honestly feel like I'm a testament of that every time I put on your apparel. So thank you very much. I really appreciate all the hard work. Yes. I will be sure to save this live and save this live and go ahead and put your contact information so folks can get in contact with you as well.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me. It was definitely an honor and a pleasure, and I appreciate you giving me this platform to talk about my business.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You're always welcome back. If you ever want to do a segment where we're dancing, I'm good for that. Yeah, you know. So we could talk about that a little bit more, because good dancing moves in there. So, but I really appreciate your time, and so thank you guys for joining us again. Have an awesome Friday, and have a great weekend. Okay, bye.
Bye.